Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A. It's Sunday and it's time for a Sunday walkabout. Alright guys, not a lot going on except for the usual, the weeding and all that good stuff. But one of the major things I'm working on today and likely tomorrow is cleaning up the area where my grow bags were. Right, so I've actually started and I've moved the grow bags from off of the pavers that they were. So as you know, I have raspberry, blueberries, and strawberries here. I have tomatoes, cucumbers, cantaloupes, watermelons, okra, pepper, all that good stuff right here, right? But this is where they were. They were actually on these pavers. Like I have 48 of them, and I'm going to be actually partnering with a company to use some raised beds, and this is the only place it could go. This gets full sun, it gets exactly what it needs. Now, I don't have any problems with grow bags. As you can see, I have been using grow bags for the last 5 years and they work just fine for me. So I have no complaints except for the fact that they grow out fast. But I'm actually thinking of maybe I should start switching to the raised beds. So that's where this is coming in. In any case, this area here needs to be cleaned up. I clean this thing up pretty often, guys. With all the rain we get, look at how this thing just grows. You clean this every couple of days and then we get rain and then all of a sudden it grows right back. The good thing is I'm going to use these pavers here as a walkway in my side yard garden, right? Which is going to be in the fall. But these have to move, as do the pebble rocks that are between them. Because I had gone to Home Depot and bought these to make a little design and everything. But now I'm going to have to take this all up, clear this whole area up, put some cardboard down, then put some landscape fabric down, and then get my, my raised beds going. Here's a glimpse of the raised bed that I'm putting together to put, where my edible garden is, but that's for another video. I'm still in the process of putting all these things together, putting on the irrigation and getting it ready. But stay tuned for that video in the next couple of days. I'm starting to see tomatoes coming up, guys. Now, you know that I planted my edible garden late, but some guys moved really faster than the others. Like, I've already got cucumbers, I've already got okra, and I've already got green beans. And finally, the tomatoes are actually coming through. So this is what they look like. And I don't know if I'm going to actually get to the finish line with them, but I am happy to report that I do see tomatoes. I did see a lot of flowers on here and a lot of pollinators, so that's actually a good sign. But I'll definitely, as usual, keep you updated as to how this turns out. Another change that I'm going to have to make, and this is going to be some serious work, guys, is you see this little bed here? This is the second to last bed that I had made. One of the beds on the other side of my yard that had daylilies, that's the last bed I made in the backyard. But before that, I had made this guy here. And I miscalculated and misjudged a lot of stuff. Now, I don't know if you know, but I'm actually on a septic system, right? I'm far out from the city where I'm not on the sewer. So we do have septics back here. All of us in this neighborhood, in this area, pretty much this county, pretty much have septic. And you have to leave the area for the septic clear. And I misjudged it thinking that it was going to be right here. And I totally forgot, because when I bought the house, I had the septic people come, they cleared it out, and I just remembered wrong. I thought it was right here, which is why I was trying to decide what to put here. Turns out it's actually here. The bed is literally on top of it. So this has to move. I need to have this clear to have access to it for when the guys come every couple of years to come clear things out, and I don't want to have anybody mess up my stuff. He won't be able to get to it if this is here. Sadly, that means I'm gonna have to move this gardenia. I'm going to have to move this beautyberry and these azaleas. Now, the only thing I'm really worried about is the gardenia, because, they're really finicky here. I could move this guy here, the beautyberry, right? The Pearl Glam beautyberry from Proven Wizard. I can move this guy here once it goes to sleep. Azaleas are tough for me here, so that I'm not worried about them. But this guy here, I'm really worried about it. But in any case, I have to move this bed. And I can't put anything here at all, right? Which is fine because I have space for it all. I have space on the side yard, but it's just that another thing on the list to do this fall. All right, guys. So my azaleas that I thought were a little bit delayed in blooming for summer, they've actually started to bloom. All of them are actually starting to bloom. And it's so funny because I remember one of the last videos I did when I said, oh, I wonder why they weren't blooming, because they're supposed to bloom 3 times a year. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's because they were stressed out. I mean, a lot of times when plants are stressed out, they don't perform. But we've been getting a lot of rain. The temperatures have been really, really nice. And then all of a sudden, they all budded up like boop, 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 budded up like real quick, and bam, they are blooming. This is the beautiful autumn carnation. Really, really nice. One of my favorites because not only of this beautiful pink flower, but because of these beautiful foliage. My another one over here is budded up. Let me show you. I always tell people, like, you have to go with what the garden wants you to do. This is autumn embers. This is more of an orangey red, and this guy here, not blooming yet, but it's budded up, which is great. This one down here is autumn ivory. This is one of the smallest ones that they have. This is one is a dwarf, one is white. That's autumn ivory. And then I have some more autumn twist. I have some autumn lily and some other autumn ones that are also blooming, guys. So I'm so happy to report that they are in fact going to bloom in the summer. All right, guys, so this purple guy here is, when I bought it, it didn't say Loropetalum, it said Chinese fringe flower, which is pretty much the same thing, right? So it doesn't have a particular variety named. But I'm so impressed with this. I thought that these guys only bloomed in the spring, but here we are in the 3rd week of August, and they are blooming. I don't know if it's because of the temperature, the weather, or that is the type of growth that it does. Because most of the Loropetalums that I have, they bloom in when it's cooler, which is spring, and sometimes for them, some of them are actually fall. But look at these beautiful guys here. Let me know if you have this beauty in your yard or if it's blooming. One thing I love about them is, I love purple anyway, but purple right next to yellow is amazing, which is why it looks so great with the backdrop being the sunshine ligustrum. Let me know if you have this guy in your yard and how it does. All right, guys, so I'm not proud of this, but I went to Lowe's the other day, and I went to Lowe's really to buy plants as gifts for a family member who had just bought a house. And me being a plant person, him being a plant person, I thought the perfect gift would be plants, right? So I bought him a bunch of shrubs and all the great stuff. But when I went there, I bought him a bunch of stuff, but I also saw this, which I also bought him, but I could not buy one for myself. This guy here smells amazing. This is a butterfly bush. This is put out by the First Editions brand. This is Trippy Pink. This guy here grows 6 to 8 feet tall, and it is hardy from zones 5 to 9. I've never actually seen this one in my store. It probably has been there over the years, but I just never pay attention, or I'd be surprised if I wasn't paying attention, because I think I do a pretty thorough examination of Lowe's plants every year. But in any case, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this beauty here. Now, it smells so nice, and watching the butterflies right now, as I'm doing this video with you, I'm watching the butterflies just hammering all the other butterfly bushes. I said, you know what, let me buy one. This one will go in the side yard. Let me know if you have Trippy Pink butterfly bush in your yard and how it does. The Jubilation Gardenia in my yard is literally blooming and actually budded up, guys. I cannot believe this thing. After talking so much smack about the Jubilation Gardenia, the Frostproof, and all the other gardenias in my yard that just don't do well, for whatever reason, guys, not only is it blooming this beauty here, it is all budded up. See a bud right there, a bud right there. I think it probably heard me when I said I was going to do something about it, because I was ready to pull this out this fall and probably give it away if you ask me. But it is looking good, guys. Not only do I have really nice foliage, I have blooms and I have buds, and not just one. So this is one of the Jubilations. Let me show you the other one. Here I am at the other one. So he's budded up. I can't believe it, guys. I think there's something to talking to the plants and let them know who's in charge here, because I take care of them and I wasn't sure what the story was. But I'm so happy to report that my Jubilation gardenias are budded up. Now, they actually bloomed earlier, but it was literally one bloom. And I said to myself, I was still going to pull it after that one bloom, because I think that this guy should be giving me more, right? But no, it is actually going to do something, guys. So I will definitely keep you updated. So also, The Diamond Spire one has been giving me a bloom here, a bloom there, and I've already reported that. But I was so happy to report that the Jubilation is doing well too. You might have seen the Immortality bearded iris in one of my shorts, and it looked better than this because obviously it was fresher. And as you know, these guys don't last too long, but I just wanted to show you guys before this particular one here begins to wane, and this guy here's going to open up soon. This guy here is so beautiful. Love this white, and in the middle of it has a little bit of a yellow. Really, really nice. Now, I mentioned this guy because I had this before I bought the ones that I had bought the rhizomes for. I had bought all these other guys here. Those I bought rhizomes for like 10 or 11 months ago. So I knew that they weren't going to bloom the first year. So hopefully next year I should have more bearded irises. I wasn't sure if this guy was going to bloom. Remember, this was one of the plants that I had showed you how I take care of clearance plants. This is a clearance agapanthus. This particular one here is Ever Midnight Moon. I got this for $8. This is in a 1.5 gallon, and I was okay if it didn't bloom again because it already bloomed, but I'm so happy to report that it is blooming and it looks amazing, and pollen is already going towards it. So I'm really happy. Regarding the other clearance plants, they're still here, guys. Can't do nothing right now. They're getting watered by the rain. I don't have to water anything. A lot of them are still in smaller pots, and they're quite fine because we've been getting the rain either every day or every other day. Alright guys, look at my Cathedral Bell Rose. Got this from Walmart as a beer root, and you know I love going to Walmart every February and buying 1 or 2 roses, and this guy has done so well. It has a really nice rose smell, and I'm really liking it. I haven't cut this back like I should, so you can see it's kind of tall. But my goodness, guys, what a beauty in my garden. Let me know if you have Cathedral Bell Rose and how it does. Lastly, guys, I just want to take some time to show you the butterflies that are enjoying my garden. Most of the butterflies that I see in my yard are swallowtail, all types of swallowtail. They have so many types of swallowtails, and they seem to really love the Canyon Creek abelia. But I just love them so much. Every time I see them, I have to stop and make a video about it. But they just love the garden, guys. Let me know if you have swallowtails or monarchs or whatever butterflies you have that show up in your garden. Alright guys, that is pretty much it for me this Sunday. Let me know what you think and how things have been going in your yard. I'll be sure to keep you updated on everything else I mentioned earlier. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted on all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.